Design principles. So I will try to give you some basic rules about design for additive manufacturing. So it is a presentation in addition to the previous presentation for design. Okay. So the presentation will be divided in 6 points. So the first one refer about which kind of design is possible to have with additive manufacturing. Then we'll see the importance of materials and the choice of material grades. Then I will go deeper in specific topics which are very specific to additive manufacturing. So the choice of the supports, the orientation of the parts, the layer height, and at the end, the topology optimization. So just a short reminder about Main's principle for additive manufacturing. So it is defined as a material joining process whereby a product can be directly fabricated from its 3D model, layer upon layer. So comparing to traditional manufacturing technologies such as machining or casting, additive manufacturing processes has several unique capabilities. In particular, it enables the fabrication of parts with a very complex shape and with complex material distribution. So the design is quite free. We have the feeling that the design is quite free with additive manufacturing. We can go to very complex shape. So when we design a piece, we have to forget everything about common design methods where many pieces have to be manufactured to build only one product. So it's no need to assemble several parts, but everything can be printed in only one metal piece. So 3D printing allows what was not possible before, such as, for example, intertwined pieces. But before printing one product, one piece, a minimum of design should be performed. 3D printing does not consist only in modeling one piece in CAD and send it to a printer. There are specific design methods to have in mind, and I will try to give you some tips about design for additive manufacturing. So at first, materials selection is very important. So material, as you know, have different properties and different surface finishes. So depending on the final application of the product, you have to select the best material in order, for example, to have specific properties regarding high temperature application or resistance to corrosion and so on. So the first is to choose the materials. Another important point for additive manufacturing is to keep in mind that most of the time supports are required when you print one piece. So all 3D printing processes build parts layer by layer, and the supporting of the layer is very important. Each layer will support the next one, and in case there is insufficient support, it will lead to print failure. Insufficient supports should be avoided in order to minimize the thermal distortions, for example, that can lead to geometric inaccuracy, and accumulation of distortion can lead to wiper effects. So when layers are printed, if the angle between one layer and the next one is decreasing, there is a risk of material which can be unsupported on the next layer. And in this case, the layer may curve, which give geometry inaccuracy. It has been demonstrated that 45 degrees is the limit angle under which supporting structure are needed. So it's a mean to ensure sufficient support for the melt pool. And it's a good rule of thumb in SLM design. in some specific condition, we can reduce this angle to 30 degrees. Another important point to keep in mind for supports is that they are also used to reduce residual stress at the end due to very heat during printing, and they can also conduct heat away from overhang regions. So you have to select the best design before printing the piece in order to reduce or eliminate the need of a support. So you have to keep in mind that different design with different geometry is possible with no supports. For example, large overhangs requires always supports. But in case you add some metal, you can remove the supports. It's the same for lateral holes with a diameter above 10 millimeters. Generally, supports are required, but just in case you change the shape, for example, if you use a diamond shape or a teardrop shape, you can eliminate the support. So very often with additive manufacturing, supports are needed, in particular to print some overhangs and to anchor the part to the print bed to keep it static during building. It's enabled also to reduce the distortion of the model, and you have to keep in mind that critical angle of 45 degrees allows no support. So in this case, the piece can self-support all the layers. There are two main kinds of supports, either soluble support, so you just have to immerse the part into an alkaline heat bath in order to dissolve the support. It could be difficult for thin groove, however. And the second kind of support is the breakaway support. So in this case, the support will be removed from flat surface, and it can be quite tricky with a complex geometry. Another important point when printing a piece, before printing a piece, is the orientation of the parts. So if you consider, for example, one cylinder to be printed, and you consider two orientations. So in the first case, the cylinder has a vertical orientation, and in the second case, it is horizontally oriented. So with the vertical orientation, the surface at the end will be quite smooth because in fact, the 3D printer will construct this part as a series of concentric circles, layer on top of another one. So it would produce a final cylinder with a relatively smooth surface. But in the second case, if you have an horizontal orientation of the same cylinder, so the step-by-step effect will be more important, in fact. In particular, the parts will be built as a series of rectangles with different widths. So the surface also of the cylinder which touch the platform will be flat to enable supporting the other layers. So always keep in mind that the part orientation should be obvious. And orientation of cylindrical feature in the vertical direction gives always a smoother surface finish. Another part regarding the orientation to be considered is the applicable load of the final product. So depending on the direction of the load, you may have to choose one or the other orientation. So if the load are normal, if the applicable loads are normal to the layer, the risk of fracture is very high. But on the contrary, if the applicable loads are parallel to the layer, the tensile strength is higher and the part is stronger. So also keep in mind that the direction of the applicable loads is also important to design the parts before printing and to choose the orientation of the part. last point regards the material properties and their orientation. So material property can differ depending on the direction they are built. There is an anisotropic of material properties, and for example, if we perform tensile test of one material of one test piece in the different direction, we will have different values for the tensile strength. So it has to be also considered during design in order to choose the best orientation of the piece. So some consideration about orientation to keep in mind. So create as much as possible self-supporting design. Residual stresses and surface finish may be affected by orientation. Orientation also affects times and cost, and complex geometries may be difficult to orientate because they have different parameters to take into consideration. Another principles to have in mind is the height of each layer. So all 3D printing process builds parts layer by layer. The thickness of the layer, in fact, determines the resolution of a print in a similar way that the number of pixels, for example, determines the resolution of a computer monitor. Lower layer height typically results in parts with smoother surfaces. So it will give you a nice visual appearance and better physical properties, but of course, it impacts the printing time and the costs. So the parameter is directly correlated to the printing time. When we increase the layer resolution from 200 microns to 100 microns, for example, the printing time almost doubles and vice versa. So it's a point to consider depending on the final application of the product. The impact of the layer is also accentuated in case of curves and angles. The stepping effect is more important for curves and angles. So in this case, we may have to choose a smaller height of layer, and we may have to consider also post-processing. The last point about design rules to be considered is topology optimization. So what is topology optimization? So it's a technique to optimize material distribution in a given design space in order to achieve optimal design. It has for objective also to maximize mechanical strength of the parts and make structure in more powerful ways than size and shape approach only. So it's enabled typically to remove area of material not contributing to the stiffness of a part. And it gives a more organic structure with holes and opening. So short conclusion about design rules. So with additive manufacturing, you may have some complex shapes and geometries. It's more flexible in design. The product can be customized and the components are quite light. But there are some weaknesses compared to traditional manufacturing design. So it requires the knowledge of CAD software. The range of materials may be more limited depending on the application. The surface finish generally is quite poor, so it requires a post-processing treatment. And there might be some legal issue due to intellectual property and CAD drawing piracy. So that's all from my side.